The essay entitled Essentialism in Education, Relevance and Challenges in the 21st Century by Mr. Joseph Michael T. Bentoy addresses the question of whether essentialist, traditional, and teacher-centered approaches still hold value in the contemporary, technologically driven educational landscape. In answer, the author claims that essentialism, which emphasizes core knowledge, discipline, and mastery of fundamental skills, remain a vital pillar in education despite the increasing dominance of modern, technologically mediated pedagogies. He justifies this thesis through the following points. First, that essentialist principles provide structure, clear expectations, and measurable outcomes. Second, that traditional methods have produced well-rounded and competitive students over time. And third, that teachers' moral and professional responsibilities are deeply aligned with essentialist model. As mentioned in the first part, the researcher's essay focuses on the tension between traditional and modern approaches and does not cover other progressive educational philosophies, such as constructivism or experiential learning in depth. It approaches the topic using conceptual analysis with references to historical, cultural, and policy contexts. One striking illustration that the author used is the analogy between Confucian's educational heritage and Essential's value, showing that core principle transcends time and geography. From what I read in the draft submitted, the author's argument is strong for the following three reasons. First, it situates essentialism historically while relating it to present challenges. Second, it acknowledges systemic governance issues as per Gatti 2021 that affect all pedagogical models, not just essentialism. And third, it promotes a blended approach that integrates traditional strengths with modern innovations. First, this historical grounding enables the reader to appreciate essentialism's philosophical depth. Second, by framing policy gaps as universal obstacles rather than exclusive flaws of essentialism, the paper avoids one-sided argumentation. And third, the advocacy for hybridization reflects a balanced and pragmatic outlook that recognizes diverse learners' needs. Nevertheless, I would like to point out the following weaknesses in the essay for the researcher's consideration. For one, the section on technological integration sometimes underplays the complexity and pedagogical demands of advanced educational technologies, which now extend far beyond basic office software proficiency. In addition, the Confucius analogy feels underdeveloped and could benefit from clearer linkage to essentialist theory rather than remaining a standalone historical note. Finally, while the policy discussions are informative, the flow of the argument would be even stronger if these sections were more explicitly linked to the central thesis, ensuring that each point clearly reinforces the main line of reasoning. Thus, I would like to suggest the following improvements to the essay. For one, deepen the analysis of how essentialism can adapt to contemporary digital learning environments by integrating examples of advanced tools such as AI-powered adaptive platforms, learning management systems, and virtual reality. Moreover, refine Confucius' example to explicitly demonstrate how essentialist values manifest across different cultural and linguistic contexts, and also streamline the policy critique so that every policy point directly supports or challenges essentialist principles, thereby strengthening argumentative coherence. Allow me to end by congratulating the researcher, Sir Joseph Michael, for crafting a thoughtful, balanced, and timely reflection on the place of essentialism in modern education. The integration of philosophical foundations, policy analysis, and practical teaching realities shows a commendable grasp of the topic. I hope that with deeper connections between the historical, technological, and philosophical dimensions, this work will make an even stronger contribution to the contemporary educational discourse.